Greetings, Hive fans, and welcome to today's live stream. We have the first quarterfinal match of the 2021 Hive Online World Championship. It will be between Dube and Frasco92. So we're looking forward to the exciting match today. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. Make sure that if you are new to the channel that you drop a note in as to who you are, where you're from. Even if you're not new, actually, just let me know who's watching today. We have Troy Medler in the house. Welcome, Troy. Appreciate having you here. One of our loyal viewers. So it should be an exciting match. It's scheduled to start in about 6 minutes. And there will be a 2-minute delay. So what you hear me say, I actually said 2 minutes ago. So I'll try to keep an eye on the chat. The chat is live. I'll try not to reveal anything in the chat that you haven't seen yet on the stream. Of course, we do the 2-minute live stream. We trust our players, but we do the 2-minute live stream just to make sure that no one is actually watching the live stream, hearing my commentary, and adjusting their play. Not that it would be that much of an advantage to either one of them, since they're both better players than me, but you never know. Might give them some ideas. In fact, if you check out the live stream yesterday, where Eucalyx and Louise played Game 4, in that match, that was still a round of 16 match. Louise came out and won the first 2 games, putting Eucalyx on the brink of elimination. He came back to win Game 3. And then yesterday, in an exciting game, real early yesterday morning, my time, Eucalyx came up with a victory in Game 4 to send the match into tie breaks, which will be happening sometime within the next week, hopefully. And of course, please watch, because I will be live streaming that if my schedule at all will allow. The residents of both of them, Louise lives in South America. Eucalyx lives in Australia, so there's quite a time difference. So it was real early yesterday morning for Louise and late in the evening for Eucalyx. So it's kind of hard sometimes to get a mutually acceptable time to play. And then you throw me into the mix, and whether I can come live stream or not. A couple of very exciting matches earlier in the week that were like 3 o'clock my time, since they were both Eastern European players. And so I may be able to drag myself out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch a game, but there's no way that I'll have an energy to do the live stream. So up to three viewers. Appreciate everybody being here. Hopefully we'll be starting very soon. Frank Chen, Dube, is already in the lobby. We're waiting for Francesco as we speak. Of course, both of these players are well known in the Hive community. Francesco is the admin at both the Discord server and the Facebook page, both with the name Hive, the Boardless Game. So if you haven't joined both of those groups, feel free to do so. There's a lot of good commentary and comments and interaction between Hive players all around the world, both on the Discord channel and the Facebook page. So we're waiting now for Francesco. So let's talk a little bit about these two players. It's very interesting. They've both been playing about the same length of time. Francesco joined BoardSpace in September 2016. About 9 months later, or 6 months later, Dube joined BoardSpace in March of 2017. Dube is Frank Chen from Los Angeles, California. Frasco92 is Francesco Salerno. He's from the southern part of Italy, but he's been living in London up until recently, studying for his PhD in chemistry. I think when we see a map, we'll see that his dot has gone back home in southern Italy. I believe that he might be finished with his schooling, just waiting for for us to be able to call him Dr. Salerno. So that should be exciting. And Frasco has joined the lobby. So we should be right on time today. So that'll be very exciting. And of course, what I'm going to be trying to do again is keeping a review room open so that I can move things around and look at possibilities and maybe make predictions as to what the players are going to play. It's kind of an ego boost when I think of a move and it's one of the moves that the players play. So Francesco just said hello in the lobby, so will be ready to play here shortly. These two players have met once before in a board space tournament back in 2018 in the Swiss system section of that tournament. They tied 1-1. Dube has the most success in tournaments. In 2019, he lost to Judoka in the semifinals and then lost to Louise, finishing 4th that year. On the way, he lost to Euclix in an early round, beat David E.G. and Niles in the single elimination. So it was a very good tournament for Dube that year. And then, of course, last year, he lost to Judoka in the semifinals and then won the 3rd place match, beating Euclix 3.5 to 1.5. So Terry Frobiter says, thanks for the stream and commentary, Randy. You are very welcome. Again, for those of you that have just joined us, there will be a 2-minute delay. So I may respond to you on the chat before you hear me responding to you orally. And of course, if you would like to support the channel, you can, at the bottom of the chat, the little $sign there, you can send a super chat with a contribution, or you can also, as I can show you here, well, once we get going, I'll show you. Of course, the best way to support the channel, if you haven't already purchased my book, Play Hive Like a Champion, but there's also the opportunity to make a small contribution at the Buy Me a Coffee page, which has a link down below. So unless the two of them are communicating privately in the board space lobby, there's not much communication going on. There are a few people in the lobby. Oh, here we go. Dube just said hi, Frasco, in the open lobby. And Frank said he stepped away for a minute. So, of course, the first thing they'll determine is who's playing white in game 1, and then it alternates. Whoever plays white in game 1 will play black in games 2 and 3, and then white in games 4 and 5, and then black in game 6. This is the quarterfinals, and so the matches have gone from 4-game matches to 6-game matches, and the timing has gone from +10 to +12. And of course, that timing means it's kind of unlimited, unlike chess, where you have X amount of time to get X number of moves in. This could be an unlimited situation as long as your total time, the difference between your total time and your opponent's total time, never goes over 12 minutes. The game can go on and on and on. And we've had a couple matches over the years that have gone 2+ hours, so it will be interesting to see what happens today. I do have another commitment at 1:30 my time, which is about 2 hours from now, so hopefully we'll get one game in and the second game will be postponed till another time, or it'll go 2 very quick games today. We'll see what happens. And if you keep seeing me looking over this direction, this is where my OBS studio and my YouTube setup is here, so I can keep an eye on the chat, keep an eye on my OBS studio. And hopefully they'll be starting very soon. Dube says, I'm ready, let's go. And there's my Play Hive Like a Champion promo. They're doing a random first player, so they're not going to flip a coin and one player gets a choice. So they will be starting here very shortly. Once they get going, I'll get the window open and we'll be underway here very soon. Nope, Dube asked if it's first to 2.5. No, it's on 6 games, 3 games, so it's first to 3.5 with plus 12. So Frasco's in game room 1 waiting. Dube has joined. My review room is open. Okay, they're underway. So give me a second here while I get some options set. We don't want to track the mice. Okay, we're going to, they're playing, but I have put it in replay mode. So let's see how it has started. Dube has ended up with white in the first game. He opens with a pill bug. Frasco follows with a ladybug, an ant, a mosquito, and then the queens will come out. And I don't know why it always jumps ahead like that, but here we are. We're up to turn 9. So Dube's opened with a pill bug, has brought 2 ants in. Frasco opened with ladybug, mosquito, chose a C queen formation, and has an ant. So we're sitting with Frasco's turn. Come over and say welcome to Tim. And let's see if I can get my review room set up over here. So Frasco hasn't gotten his pill bug in yet. It will be interesting to see how he arranges to get that scenario in. So bear with me while I get the review room up to date. Maybe one day one of these excellent programmers that are in the Hive community will set up a good review situation. So Frasco elected to pin one of the ants against the pill bug, and then Dube brings in a spider that obviously can very quickly go out here and cap off the mosquito. So it will be interesting to see how Frasco continues. But if you're familiar with the way Hive works, if you notice that the black mosquito placed his pin here rather than here to remove this spot as a spawn point. That's a common practice. The elbow pin, not quite as strong in many cases as an inline pin, because when this spot is filled, the ant would be free to move. But this early, you don't want to allow this to become a beetle factory right here. So sure enough, Francesco elects to bring in his pill bug, and as expected, Dube caps off the mosquito, so the mosquito cannot be used as a spawn point. And then that's an interesting turn of events. Dube elects to move the queen, which potentially frees the white ant. But black does have 2 ants, which I am behind on my ants. They are playing very, very quickly. And so Dube brings in a beetle, which Frasco promptly pins. Now, interestingly, Dube has not yet brought in his mosquito. So he's got a mosquito and a beetle. And of course, if you're familiar at all, qualifying for the win is a goal of both players this early in the game, neutralizing the opposing pill bug. And one of the more common ways to do that is by getting a beetle or mosquito atop the hive. And so Frasco brings in the second beetle. And sacrificing his pin on the ant, Frasco immediately pins the second beetle. Now, of course, this is going to hinge right now on whether Dube can get his mosquito in play in a way that he can threaten to climb atop the hive. And here potentially comes the mosquito coming in with beetle power. Now what can happen is, with that mosquito played there, if Frasco elects to pin the mosquito, then the white ant can move in and allow the white beetle to climb up. So will Frasco elect to defend in a different way, possibly placing a defensive beetle? Of course, white has a free ant, so if Frasco brings in an ant to possibly defend, then it will immediately get pinned, or more than likely immediately get pinned. If you haven't yet seen the the match yesterday, the game 4 between Euclix and Lois. That was a very interesting one. Read also Euclix's comment in the video, because during the game I was very, very surprised how easily Lois got bugs atop the hive in position to neutralize Euclix's pill bug. But he had a plan, and he executed that plan to perfection and ended up with the victory, sending that match into tie break. So that should be very exciting. So Francesco's in the first deep think here. And so I think his most likely possibility is going to be bringing in a beetle, a defensive beetle. So then if white pins it, then he brings in his ant. That would be my prediction. But we will see what Francesco has in mind. It was a very good ploy by Dube to be able to pin the black mosquito with the spider, because that neutralized one of black's more powerful pieces with the weak spider. So Troy and Terry and Tim have all introduced themselves in the chat. So we have 7 concurrent viewers. The rest of you, if you'd like, please feel free to do that as well. And so, just as expected, with Francesco pinning the mosquito, the white ant moves in, and then a defending beetle. So the beetles are facing one another atop the hive. I haven't yet gotten into the playing where opening with a pill bug, and this is one of the reasons why. A lot of players are using the pill bug opening now, but notice how quickly the black beetle came in as a defensive position, but how quickly it can move in and cover the white pill bug. And the danger here, of course, is if the black beetle stays in place atop the black ladybug, the ladybug loses her ability as a defender. If the black beetle moves toward the pill bug, then the white beetle can cover the black queen. And of course, if the black beetle moves toward the pill bug, it neutralizes the pill bug. So there is some negative to having the black beetle in that defensive position. We will see how this is going to turn out. The match was kind of scheduled kind of at the last minute. When I went to bed last night, it was not on the schedule. When I woke up this morning, it was. So it doesn't surprise me that there weren't a lot of not a lot of players knew about it this morning. So as soon as I heard about it, I made an announcement on posted an announcement on my channel. Okay, Dube elected to bring in an ant. So obviously the ant cannot attack yet because the black queen would just get warped away. But Dube could attack with his beetle, and then it would neutralize the pillbug to a certain extent because the pillbug could not warp the queen away. It would only be a defending bug at that point. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. What if Frasco decides to attack? Beetle attacks, white beetle covers. That would force the pillbug to move. And so it would be a very interesting scenario here if in fact we went to that. So far, Francesco has taken more time than Frank. He's at plus almost 4 minutes now. Frank is on the attack, and Francesco is defending. So let's look at how a spider could get to that spot right there. If a spider came in here, it could be threatening to pin the ant. It could also be 1, 2, 3, threatening to attack the queen and free the mosquito. So that would be another possible move. That does not look like that would end up being a good thing, because with the immediate attack of the ant, you have to move this direction because you don't want to self-pin the ladybug. Yep, that is not a viable move for black. So if black elects to bring in an ant, then if White attacks with the ant. Oh, that's an interesting move. Bringing the spider in there. Let's see what's ramifications of that are. Okay, very interesting. He temporarily placed a grasshopper there. If he, however, placed a ladybug in that spot, the ladybug could attack any kill spot around the queen. It's one of the flexibilities of the ladybug, where if in fact it was a grasshopper that goes into there, the grasshopper can only attack two different spots. But Frank elected to play a little bit of control first. Now you can expect that the black ant is going to come in now. That's interesting. And Dube was very quick about getting the grasshopper in. Interesting. Elected to pin the grasshopper. Of course, that also removes a spot here as a correct. You're right, Niles. I'm talking about, you're absolutely right. If white elects to attack, the black queen will get warped away. At some point, the white beetle needs to move forward to cover the black queen. So the ladybug comes in. Okay, Frasco is another thing. So we've got the ladybug threatening, but like Niles had mentioned, white cannot attack until the white beetle very interesting. So, and then the white ant, if the white ant, see now what's interesting is that black is no longer threatening a pin replacement here. So as usually happens in a game like this, if Frasco can hold off the attack, he's got a very good chance of moving forward to counterattack and win. But right now, Dube has an excellent attack going. So let's take a look at possibilities. If the white beetle moves forward, the black beetle covers it. So there's a lot going on here, but it's going to have to, at some point, the white beetle's going to need to move forward onto the black queen. Because you don't want the white beetle to cover the black queen and threaten either one of these kill spots. So the black beetle is going to have to remain in position to cover that white beetle. And I wonder if maybe now is the time for black to consider bringing in the second beetle over to here. Nope, he's bringing the second beetle to here. And those are interesting positions. I mean, with Frank looking to move the ladybug out, that does not look like a smart move, because then immediately the spider will pin the ladybug. Ladybug is too good of an attacker to waste her out there getting pinned. So Tim said Frasco's getting a bit behind on time, but just as a reminder, in the quarterfinals, it's a +12, not a +10. So he is definitely behind on time, but he's not in that threatening situation right at the moment. And Frasco's doing a very good job of controlling spawn points. The question, of course, will be, well, let's just take a quick look here. Okay, interesting. He plays the white ladybug to there. I don't think that black would have any option except to shift the ant to there. Yep, that's what he had to do. Now the ant, now the beetle moves forward. Okay, interesting. Now I see the reason for the ladybug was to get the grasshopper inside a pocket and free. So my immediate response was the black beetle has to cover, but if that happens, then the white ant comes to there and there's nothing to stop the white grasshopper from taking the kill shot. So I don't think he can immediately cover. And if the black beetle white introducing a grasshopper southwest of the ant, won't black be overpowered? I think that black is probably overpowered now. One problem with this second beetle placement is it traps in the pill bug, so the pill bug can't make a move to vacate a kill spot. Oh, I just realized that my view is not showing everything. Okay. So Frasco elected to pin the ant. Happened very quickly. Now, of course, this spot right here, yep, he's got to move the ant to protect that spot. And initially looking at that, you wonder about the pill bug can then warp over the spider, but of course the black beetle can just move forward. So again, Francesco's, okay, interesting. Let me shrink this a bit so we can see everything. But if he doesn't cover, grasshopper moves, and then either white beetle or ant fills the final spot. So let's talk about, does white has brought this grasshopper in with the threat to move. Okay, so black almost had to neutralize the white pill bug. And of course now if so now I think that white's going to be able to force in, because if black has to stop the grasshopper. The grasshopper has a line of attack to win. And if the black beetle covered the grasshopper, then the white pill bug would warp the queen in. So yes, he was almost forced to do that. And then yes, there we go. The ring is formed, forcing the black ant to move, which then allows the grasshopper to drop into the ring. Excellent finishing sequence by Dube. Because by completing the ring, the white mosquito is threatening to win. If black breaks the ring, then the grasshopper comes into here. Oh, missed that one. Very good defense by Francesco. I missed that one because that keeps the mosquito pinned as well as the ladybug. Okay. Yep. Forcing in the fill there, and Frasco falls on his sword. Excellent game, excellent attack by Dube. So let's get the... Dube says that was tough. Just to give you an idea of their history of these two players, that, like I mentioned in the introduction, they've played once in a tournament in 2018 in the Swiss section of the tournament. They split 1-1. And that's their only time they've played on board space. But they've played quite regularly. Played 48 games over at Board Game Arena, and Frank, who plays under the name Frankenstein79, has a 32-16 lead over at Board Game Arena. He says, I covered the beetle using the wrong beetle. It'll be interesting to go back and see if that's the case. So Francesco's asking second game or another day. So we'll see if we're going to be playing a second one today or not. Like I mentioned earlier, I have a prior commitment at 1:30 my time. So this game lasted about 40 minutes. So if a second game lasts an hour, I'll be okay. Francesco says maybe another day if you don't mind. So we might be ending it for today. Francesco says, I'd like to recover. Dube says, that's fine. We got plenty of time, and sure. So I think that's going to be it for today, Hive fans. What a great game. We saw Dube with a very, very strong attack. Francesco defended well, but right at the very end, Dube was able to come up with the victory. So it will be interesting. We'll need to go back and look at that and see what Francesco's comment about using the wrong beetle. We may be taking a quick check at that. And Tim, you are right. Wow. That was a great game. So let's see if I can, if that's in the, nope, I have to exit out of game room, review room 80 first. If I can come back in and see if that game is there yet. It is. So let me enlarge it a bit here. Let's go back to the point where Frasco commented that he covered with the wrong beetle. So let's see what would have happened here if he would have covered with that beetle. I don't know. I don't know. I think it might have been that his Dube's attack might have been too strong to stop anyway. So Ad Abstra is in the chat saying, oof, I think after the second last grasshopper I had a chance. So I wonder if is Ad Abstra actually Frasco hiding? We'll see. So anyway, it was an exciting game today. Game one goes to Frank Chen Dube. We'll be watching for the next game they have scheduled. And if it's at a time that I'll be able to live stream, I'll be, of course, trying to live stream as if at all possible. As always, if you'd like to, let me get my click over here. If you'd like to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee. There's a link down below. And I appreciate, thank you to Copper Penny, who made a second contribution to my channel. Thank you, Claudio Yordach, also known as Antomo Kind. Thanks to Christian Sperling, aka Eucalyx, Paul Holland, Bass, and Copper Penny again. They've all made contributions to my channel. And as always, we'd like to thank you for watching today. It was an exciting game, game one of this first of the 4 quarterfinal matches in the 2021 Hive Online World Championship. So let's take a quick look at the other matches that are going on. In the round of 16, there are two current matches that are not finished yet. Quadlibet and Bee's Knees are tied at 1.5 apiece. They are scheduled to play tomorrow. That's Sunday, the 8th of August at 14:30 GMT. I will not be able to live stream that one. And then Eucalyptus and Louise are tied at 2 each going into tie breaks. They have not yet scheduled their match, their continuation of their match, but watch the channel if you haven't already. Subscribe and click the notification bell. As soon as I know for certain when, I will put a note in the comments on my channel. Also, if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at RandyPlaysHive. And also, you can check out the Discord server. There's also a link down below to the tournament page, which we try to keep up to date. There's a calendar on the tournament page as well. So those are the two matches yet to play in the round of 16. In the quarterfinals, Zimaru and Gandak have not yet scheduled. And then Dube and Frasco, of course, the one that we just saw today, with Dube winning game 1. So it has been exciting so far this year. This has been a good format with the 32 top players being invited. And it should lead to continue to lead to some exciting Hive later on in the summer. So thanks again for watching. I will be checking out soon. And you can take a look at the end page to see a list of all my contributors. You can get your name added to the list as well. Click the buttons down below. Thanks again, and as always, I'm here helping you play Hive like a champion. Until next time, this is Randy Ingersoll signing off.